Before you left the narcissist while in the relationship, did you have a feeling that leaving them would be bad? How did you know that? Did you just know? I would say that feeling, the fear of leaving and the fear of what they will do and what will happen if you try to leave, is the result of hundreds, thousands perhaps, of hidden signals that the narcissist sends to you, that is being picked up by your unconscious and stored. In this video, I will go through the different types of signals, hidden signals that the manipulative person may send to you in a relationship. Understanding them may bring a bit of clarity when it comes to the relationship dynamics. It can help you to recognize why some situations may still be triggering you, even though you are safe. And knowing these behaviors and patterns can also help you recognize manipulative behavior earlier on. Let's get into it. First type of hidden signal. They punish you if you disagree with them, if you withdraw or want to put a bit of distance, emotional distance or physical distance between you and them. If you say no to them, if you question them, if you make a demand on them that they should fulfill their responsibility, for example, they will punish you. And some common ways that they may do this is through silent treatment, through anger, insults, hurtful comments, through leaving you alone with responsibility and not taking their share, or going back on a promise. So because you didn't agree with them, or because you annoyed them, then because of that you won't be going to the party this weekend. They don't feel like it anymore. So they will punish you through these subtle ways. And every time that you disagree with them, it has a consequence. You may also be more careful with a person who displays black and white thinking. Either you are with me or you are against me. And they don't have to tell that straight to you, but your unconscious will observe how they act in other relationships. So it's common that they will have a fallout with a friend or another family member. And when they do have that fallout, this person is all bad. They have been like this from the start. They were always backstabbing and lying. And since they have this fallout, it's almost like they become an enemy, and they will slander them or share secrets that they know about this person. This happened. I have seen this happen, and the person who was the narcissist actually started to they had possessions that they kept for the other person, and when they had a fallout, they never gave them back. So they started to give those possessions away to other people. They no longer felt like they had any obligations or any responsibility to treat this person decent. When you're interacting, or when you have a relationship with a person who is able to treat others in this cold manner and just turn completely on them and attack them, then you will be careful not to set them off so that you might get on their bad side. Narcissists have a habit of pushing the power dynamics in relationships. So even if it starts out as a relationship that feels pretty equal and they are contributing, as time goes on, this dynamic shifts more and more, and it's not just the responsibilities, even though it's often the responsibilities as well. So they expect you to do more, and it's like there's a different rule set for you and for them. So it's just natural that they're allowed to schedule an outing with friends and not tell you until like the hour before they are leaving. Oh, I just forgot. But if you would do the same, they would have a fit. So they are allowed to do much more, and you are expected to take on more of the responsibilities. But this shift in power dynamics, so they have more freedom and they are allowed more things than you are. But this shift in power dynamic is also manifested in the way that they criticize you a lot. So they is the one that is allowed to judge your behavior and tell you when you're wrong. And like, of course, in a relationship, you should be able to express like a constructive criticism to someone, but it's different from constantly picking on your partner. It's almost like the narcissist in this manner acts like a very highly criticizing parent. Like, you can't do anything wrong, you can't do anything right, and they will like find the thing that you missed or the thing that wasn't 100%, and then they will point it out. And many partners in this dynamic will start to question themselves, check in with the narcissist before they take any decisions. Maybe you even notice that you adapted your body language, like using a more humble or a bit inferior, insecure body language or tone of voice. I definitely did this in the last few years. Even though I was aware that I was doing it, I wasn't able to stop myself because I was feeling inferior, or because of all this hidden signaling, my whole system felt like I couldn't relax when he was around. And actually, if you know the science of power poses, if you've heard that, if you stand like with your chest up and your arms out, then that actually affects your hormone levels. So testosterone will rise and cortisol, the stress hormone, will lower if you're in a like dominant body posture. And on the opposite side, the person that is like in the inferior body posture will have an increase in the stress hormones. So like the body and mind is not disconnected, and sometimes the body does and feel things that we can't control and decide with our mind, and not sometimes, like a lot of the times actually. And the body posture is one of the areas where you will see this. Of course, you can become aware of it and try to change your body language and try to have a more relaxed pose or position. And that's a good thing. Like if you're interacting with a narcissist and you're feeling like this unconscious pressure, then yes, you can like interact it, counteract it by becoming conscious of your posture and your breathing, and try to relax the body, and then the mind can get the signal that, well, no need to stress out, I'm safe, nothing will happen here. For example, if it's like in a work setting or some other setting where you come across a person who triggers these feelings in you. That's one way to counteract it. Another way that narcissists push the power dynamic is that you are never allowed to question them. It's almost like they are an authority figure, like a judge or a police officer. No matter what you say or which proof you put in front of them, they are the one who decide who is guilty, and they will not be guilty. So they will come up with any excuses or maneuvers to divert your attention. They will bring up things that you did, and something that may not even be related to the fact, but they will explode in anger for something completely different. Or another common tactic is that they will make the problem the fact that you brought this up. You brought this up in a very insensitive way. My husband would be irritated because I brought it up when the kids were awake, even if they were in a different room. When I stopped doing that, he would accuse me of using a harsh tone of voice. So the way that I spoke became the problem, I was picking a fight. And when I intentionally, I changed my tone of voice, and I was very careful if I were to bring something up with him. I would plan it, and then I would tell it very gently, baked in fluff and niceties. But that wouldn't be enough, and eventually he told me that you can never bring something up unless we have scheduled it. And then we have to not be at home, so we should never argue at home. We should book a day when you are off work, and then we can talk about it in a cafe or something. Because then there won't be an argument. And that of course limited very much my ability to bring things up because I was working all the time. So, and because he was the judge and the person with more power in our relationship, I just agreed with it. But many narcissists, and especially if you're in a romantic marriage or in a relationship where they are benefiting from you, financially, they may also use indirect threats. They would say things like, you would never be able to manage without me. You should be happy that I'm staying with you. No one else would put up with you. If we were to separate, things wouldn't work out very, very well for you. Or they might be a little bit more explicit. If you leave me, I will harm myself or end my life. Or they might talk about death or being together for always, forever, or we will always be together until the end of life. or another way to like indirectly signal danger is slamming doors or throwing objects. So even though they might not say anything or they may not physically do anything to you, just knowing that this person could, out of the blue, just explode in explosive anger, like really loud screaming or throwing things, or slamming doors, and so these loud noises and unpredictable behavior is an indirect threat, especially if it comes with other forms of coercion or control or emotional abuse. And then there is also the direct threats, the outspoken threats, when they very clearly threaten you. Often, like in my relationship and from what I've heard from other women, this could happen like when the narcissist is angry. So they are using the anger as an excuse to say like horrific things, like if you leave I will do this and this and this to you or to the kids, or sometimes I get so angry I just want to punch something, or sometimes I feel like I just want to do this and this and that. And they might say that when they are angry. But in my relationship it progressed. So in the beginning, those kind of nasty words or threats only came when he was angry. And then he would say like, don't listen to me when I'm angry. Of course I wouldn't do that. But somewhere the mind stores that, well, at least he was able to say those things to me and he was able to think those things when he was angry. So that creates this feeling of uncertainty and fear of what would happen, like would he be able to act on those things. And saying such things to any person, even if you're angry, should not be excused. These are threats. These are promises to harm you if you don't obey them, conform, stay with them. If you don't do what they want, then they will hurt you in some way. So especially the last category, if you've heard this from a person, that is a person who could pose a threat to you. Now, most people from time to time will do like some of the behavior early on, like that I mentioned early on. I don't think that any one of us have never unnecessarily become a bit angry or irritated or had a bad day. That doesn't make you a narcissist. But if this is a pattern in a relationship, and if it's a pattern that keeps repeating itself, and especially if it escalates, so in the beginning it may just be a bit of annoyance if you say no, and then as you get closer and know each other more, then there is like the anger outbursts or the insults, and it like escalates, then this is definitely not a healthy connection. These behaviors is part of a relationship where the goal is to keep you submissive and stuck. I do have a video about coercive control and the dangers involved in like the high control relationships, and I will put it here if you want to watch that. Before I close the video, I would like to thank all of you who prayed for my daughter. We had a health scare last week, as you know, and amazingly all the samples and the brain MRI that we did turned out normal, and I'm very happy and relieved. This has kind of thrown me a bit off balance. It happened right after I just gotten back to work after the vacation, so even though for me it has been 21 months of no contact, it has only been, let's see, it will be 6 months since the last move, and it has been a chaotic time after the separation and before the separation as well, so I'm still struggling with some burnout symptoms, and one such scare throws me a bit off balance, and but hopefully I will be back and keep creating content, and I'm very grateful that you're here and supporting me. I'm Emma, holding up a light over the bridge. Remember, there is always a way out. There is always a way forward. Please be safe, take care, and have a great day.